welcome to the Manifest Mastermind. And it's the beginning of the quarter. And what we love to do at the beginning of the quarter is to set up the energy, and I call it the let it be done energy. The let it be done energy is sort of working from the divine a lot more, if I want to name it that way. We're working in the quantum, we're working in, some people call it the 5D. I just call it, we're working from peace and being willing to actually do our part to make a difference, like having an authentic, integral business where we're actually in alignment to call in the fruits of our labor as well, right? So we're not all kind of like trying to do something and not give something. You know, the motto in this platform is manifest money, which we do first. So that's your morning walk, potentially walking the landscapes where you are, setting your intentions into the ground. Now, there's a whole lot of sacred geometry on this. There's a whole lot of energy stuff on this. Did you know, there's so many clever people in the world, but did you know that when you walk on the ground, or when you're putting intention into the ground, it sends a signal for like something like 200 kilometers, which is why all the trees can talk to each other under the ground, right? They know when the storm's coming. They know, like when we had a tree pulled down here, because I had a tree whisperer that I was working with. Of course, I paid her to come and do some work and whisper to the, wasn't our choice to put the tree down. It was a, I don't know, something like a 80-year-old gum or something. And she said, oh yeah, the grandfather's over there and the other one's over here. And the whole valley knew that the tree was going, especially when she whispered to the tree, and they all got ready for the shock. Right now, it's a really, when I hear about all those different microscopic ways of being in the world, we got to bring that to business. Like, why are we not bringing this wisdom to the table, especially as everyone gets very in their minds and AI and all the kit and caboodle about business? If we've got some deep organic wisdom that doesn't change, how do you think we're going to go? We're going to be that much more grounded, that much more powerful. So, coming back to the manifesting money part, just make sure you get your head together every single day, probably first thing in the morning, around the abundance paradigm. If you're needing money, you get into a bit of gratitude. You still claim the feelings that you have the money that you require, or the money that you would like to be vibrating at. If you're only at 10,000 a month, I would probably not be trying to do the goal of being a millionaire this week. Sure, write it down. That's all fine. That's all fine. But let's just stay with the energy that's quite close by. So there's something you need to understand about the let it be done paradigm. Whatever you're putting into the let it be done, if it's too far out, you won't be able to energetically put your energy behind it, and things won't actually be able to drop down a little bit more into the physical, because your energy's too etherically of the mind, is a way which I just found a way to describe it. That's basically it. So this is why it's good having a coach, ding-a-ling-a-ling, pick me. But it's good having someone who can hold these little goals as they kind of get, we know the big vision, we can see it. We've written down the bigger goals, like the 100, 200, 300, some people on $400,000 months or whatever, depending on the type of company they're running. But we need them to be like, you feel like you're in a sandwich of the goal, like you're the filling in the sandwich, like it feels like it's around you, so that you're like got that knowing that it's going to happen, right? And definitely write down the big ones because they will come true, but we want to keep the energy really solid, especially just describing. Remember, when I say just describing, it means I'm not creating, I'm not putting curses or getting it into creating. I'm just describing it. So remember, that's a code, a manifesting code that we use. We use the word just describing to describe something without creating creation energy around it. There could be some have and have nots, even more so than we've got at the moment, right, on the planet, as a few things get rearranged around economies and politics and markets. So if you've got a pretty solid energy around what you're letting to be done, even just in the next quarter, you're going to have a really good frequency You're going to look like like if you're a drawing that a kid done, there's no lines going over the edge of the drawing. You're really beautifully drawn. For other people to see you, like your energy is going to have a strong kind of grounded frequency. And as sacred leaders, all of you, everyone I can see on here that I actually know, except for Gina, I don't think I know Gina. I know all of you. You're all leaders, right? So we've got to make sure that you're one of the strong ones. You're one of the ones that's at peace, and you're one of the ones that's here to make a difference with all your, wonderful knowledge and gifts and genius. Yeah. Manifest money, get that sorted. As soon as you get up, get that stuff out of your head, forgive yourself, ask for help, get on your knees if you have to, but then get into the energy of that it's all taken care of. So you're going to surrender it. Once that's done, forget about yourself. Stop obsessing about yourself. Like, forget about your stupid goals. No one cares. How are you going to make a difference? Like, how are you going to be of value? How are you going to shift that energy where people can see that you're all in on their business? If you're a business coach, you're all in on their healing. If you're a healer, you're all in on their transition through real estate. If you're in real estate, if you're a soul coach, you're all in on improving your connection to the divine so you can be a channel for someone else. Narelle's a soul coach, right? That's how we do it. So that's the whole purpose of this. So as we go deeper, we're going to let the kinesiology run the whole show. If you need the handout, just put in the chat if you come in, and maybe Marianne can swap it back in so I don't have to keep looking. But we're going to let the kinesiology run this template that we do every month and see what we squeeze out of the template today. Okay. So we've got the let it be done. So let's go to the handout. So first of all, what is your soul desire? Okay, now it's really important to work from soul desire and not from the mind based on what other successful people that are doing. Otherwise, you're gonna create a business that you need a break from. You're going to burn yourself out, and also you're really not going to get, you're going to get the goal, like the money goal or the material goal, and you're still going to feel unfulfilled, or you might sabotage your marriage on the way or do something stupid, right? So let's make sure it is a soul desire, that it's really what you really want. Yeah. So I'm going to just talk you through, and as we go, I'm just going to clear. If I get the hit to clear, we're going to clear. Okay, so let's just open it up. So first of all, we've got a negative energy field. So let's just get rid of that so we can get into the vibes. Put in the chat if you've got anything you want to add, say. Okay, so let's just clear any kind of, looks like it's about shock and mental shocks, if anyone had any mental shocks lately. So let's just, if you make sure you're muted, and just say, I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively transmute, transform, transcend, dissolve my letting physical, emotional, or mental shocks and traumas upset and create tension and chaos within me into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively maintain inner peace. So it's such a vibe, isn't it? This whole peace vibe. This whole peace thing is such a vibe. Let me see if I can find it. No, I didn't find it. Yeah, it's such a peace thing. So really, I think the theme for this quarter, what about just peace, like real peace? Real peace around your offerings, real peace around your finances, real peace that you bring to others around your certainty about what you're actually here for, is I think is a really good one. Okay, from that peace, if there was absolutely anything was possible, what would your dream be for the future? And write a vivid description. I'm just going to give you literally 1 minute. Okay, so literally 1 minute. Just write out what, and let's keep it closer to this quarter. Like, what would be the dream thing? Like, what would be amazing for this quarter? And just write it down. You can come back and add to it. Just write down something that you've got. You've opened the can. If you like, you've opened the can. Okay, so I've just looked for a clue, and what I've got is three-dimensional. Potentially what you wrote down was a little bit 3D. Put in the chat if that's true. Did you write down some 3D goals, like, real, like, things in the world type of goals of what you want? Put in the chat if you did that. Just like normal business classes. Did you write some 3D goals? Yeah? Okay, that's cool. Now we're going to write some other goals, okay, on that same page. And let me just see if I can get you a little bit in the zone. Okay, so I want you to just close your eyes. And I want you to just bring in some gold, color, energy. If you believe in God or divine, you can bring in that through the top of your head, down through your face, round behind the eye sockets, down through your throat, the back of the throat, through the Adam's apple if you've got one. Dropping down into your chest, down into your torso, onto your behinds, down your legs, into your feet. And just wiggle your toes and just let the gold go into all your toes. And then going down into the ground. And then coming back up. And as you're doing that, just practice. You can kind of pop out and watch it going down through the ground and then back into your body as you're doing it. So just practice sort of jumping in and out of it too. So you're like your pure consciousness. Coming up to your heart, flowing out the front of your heart. It's like a golden signature going out. And then let's write again, like what would be amazing, this quarter, and just see what you start writing down. What would be amazing? It might be something you haven't thought of. It might be travel. It might be swimming. And let's just see what you've got. Like you want to live life like you're having the best life ever. Like if you're having the best life ever, what are you missing? And the clue I've got is aura clearing. And just listen, have you got like a different sound in your ears now? Because it's like really loud. It's like I've got, like cicadas or something, like I'm in a garden. So it feels really loud to me now. Have you noticed, does it sound different? Your inner ears? Can you hear like you're almost like in a Garden of Eden? It's like buzzing. It's a bit different buzz. Can you feel that? Okay, so let's go down to where you are now. Okay, so we're going to declutter. First of all, we just need to acknowledge where you are right now. And I'll tell you why. It's almost like when we're kind of co-creating, we need a matrix kind of coordinates to create from, because otherwise it doesn't know where to land. Like you're all over the shop. This is why you look at your money once a week if possible. Some people look at it every day. You have a big money thing on the 1st or the 2nd of October, so you'll be doing that. I did mine last night. You guys should be doing yours today or tomorrow. You've got to check the numbers. You're not afraid of the numbers. And, if some of you know my simple formula for that. I'm not a financial advisor, but there's just a simple formula. So you know the number that you're calling in, you know the flow of the budget, you know how much you're allowed to spend on whatever brings you pleasure. And then you've got, I put the top tax bracket. I suggest you put the top tax bracket away so that you're not putting a ceiling on what you're doing. And then the rest goes to savings or investments and you chunk it around. And so you, and just describing, make sure, like, if you're doing that every month, you're always going to have enough tax, because if you're waiting for your bookkeeper or your accountant at the end of the year, you're going to be in a different energetic of being controlled by powers that be. So if you can slice up your money and kind of know what your basic budget is, what your normal budget flow is for business expenses, your normal one for money, if you feel like you're tipping out, like I've tipped out a bit because I'm traveling, I had to buy stuff for traveling, like airfares and accommodation. I kind of know that, but I'm still putting away like I'm not doing it so that I've got a buffer, right? So stay close to your money, even if you've got the best financial everyone in the world, because otherwise you're going to lose that thing. So why I'm bringing up that is then there's a coordinate for the energy to work with. Otherwise you're flying blind and you can't call anything into the physical realm, right? So it's almost like, okay, this is like not looking at yourself nude when you need to lose weight. It's like, you got to have a look, you know. That's why in summer you always look better because you're in your swimmers all the time. So you need to have a look at where you are so that we can, and then we're going to clear all the kind of energetic dross from that. So it's not sitting in your system. So then you can move from there. But it's like, where are you? Where can we've got a GPS you now, so we can move you to where you want to be. Got that? Do it with money. Otherwise you can't manifest if you don't know the numbers. It's just really, you're lost in soup. You're lost in the soup. Okay, so where are you? So you may find it hard to move forward because you were stuck in the past. Or you can dwell on your accomplishments, resting on your laurels, or perhaps more frequently become preoccupied with what didn't work. So it's exactly the same energy and the opposite. So sometimes I've had, some of you even have done this. You've had the big money month and then it's like, oh, there's nothing in the funnel, because you kind of went into that level of peace, like, oh, I'm all sorted, and then you lose momentum. So when we're in an ambitious platform like this, we're always like compounding the momentum, but we're doing it with grace. So it's never exhausting. It's just the whole code of, we're here for more. Oh, we're here for more. Oh, this is great. We've done that. Oh, but we're here for more. How can I give more, be more, live into life more, right? So often, so if you get a good payout, something that your nervous system kind of sometimes leans back, and you should be leaning forward. Like when you get the big sales, you lean forward and do even more work if you want to create the compounding momentum to get to the next thing. Or you just get punched in the face and you feel like you've got too many things to get through to get to the next level. So let's go through that, because either way, it's the same duality. Can you see that? It's the same, but just different. It's the same energy, but just presenting differently. And what we want for you in this kind of manifest mastermind energy, in a soul flow, is being beyond those dualities where you've chosen into the numbers that you're manifesting and working with. And you're just always bringing the heat, even though you're working from flow and it's grace and ease. You always got like a little bit of a push going until, it just becomes normal that you're operating at a really high level. Yep. Okay, income from the past quarter. If you know it, put it in there. If you don't, you can come back and have a look. And does it feel good? Does it feel good? Like, remember, if in real estate, I think it's better to maybe just do the last 90 days, because you don't want to punch someone in the face so they quickly close so it fits into your monthly goal. So, we need like that bigger gap for it to drop into. Coaches and business people, you can do monthly because you've got a shorter time paying time. People pay you pretty quickly. Real estate, they've got to wait for a while for things to close and things. So do a 30 and 90 day. New clients and projects, what came through? Have you not even given thanks for that, or gone, oh yeah, I got that really incredible client, because you've got a lot of brain fog because you're moving on to the next thing all the time? What were the new projects that you did? What were the new clients? Positive client results. Who got some wins that you've even forgotten to think about or write about and send messages about? Did you forget about that? Because, if you're a worker, I'm a bit of a worker, some of you are workers, generators, you just move on to the next thing. You forgot what happened with the other client last week and how they had the big breakthrough, unless you just forget, right? Areas of business or marketing or your professional life that you felt you mastered. Where did you feel like you got some mastery? What was some of the learning that you did? What classes did you do? Did you attend? What trainings, what courses? Or maybe some of you teach and mentor, maybe you gave some pretty cool classes. Do you want to just note them down, like, oh yeah, I did that incredible tour and it just went amazingly. And what we're doing from an energy perspective right now is we're weaving a little bit more gold into the field. So this is a thing that's already happened. It's got its own energy, right? What you've created's got an energy, and you've moved on. It's kind of like potentially not being held enough in the air, in the energy. So when we're going back and we're reweaving it, we're going, oh, it's like looking back at old photos of, birthdays or weddings. You go, oh, that was the most incredible day. And it fills your heart again. And then things go well that day with the family or the spouse because you've celebrated the wedding photos or the family photos. It's a bit like this. We want it to, again, build an energetic frequency of your business. And how we do this, we name and claim things. We can name and claim, oh yeah, I really did that well. That was really good. Got it? We're solidifying this, the energetic of your business. Okay, skills and abilities broaden. Did you get better at something? Some of you got a little bit better at some aligned AI tools, as we call them. Only the aligned ones. What personal development and other goals did you accomplish? What other personal development goals did you accomplish? If you're in the mastermind, you cleared a whole ton of stuff in the last, if you think about how much stuff you've cleared weekly in the last quarter, can you imagine? People might not do that in a whole year of what you've done. You've just done pretty much 12 weeks of personal development based on you achieving more and being more of who you're meant to be from an authentic, from your beautiful, authentic self. Some people won't do that in 5 years. Like, really owning your commitment to all of that. And also, like, what did you feel like you accomplished in your personal relationships? Is there a little bit more tenderness and with your intimate partners and with your children? Did you listen a little bit more? Did you read the riot act a little bit more if necessary? Like, what did you get to of that? Is there something to just claim there? And then on the next page, page 5, what did you accomplish with your health and well-being? Some of you have done some incredible things with your metabolic reset work and found the right mentors to really clean up, do a bit of cleaning up of your systems, operating systems in your body. And why I just think, that was my original work, was the holistic kinesiology with the wellness. And I think I can see why it's so important now, because you manifest with your body. So you manifest through feeling good and feeling good about being in the goal. So you can feel the goal coming true and all that. Now, if you're feeling bloated or something or crap, how can you feel really good about, oh yeah, it's all worked out? You can't feel your body. You don't want to feel your body. So you're going to unconsciously tap into the mind because your body feels like shit. And then you're going to try and create it with your mind, and that's going to stress you out. And this is the let it be done. We're setting up a let it be done code for you. So, find a way to feel good in your body. Find a way, whether it's moving it, eating a certain way, sleeping, listening to music, and all of that. Okay, an experience that would describe your biggest win. What's an experience that would describe what is your biggest win? And then put it in the chat. I love to know, what do you think would be your biggest win? Biggest win this last quarter. Okay, and then I feel like we can do some sort of a clearing on that. Have a look. Got any big wins? Okay. Wow. Camille, that's epic. Camille's got a copywriting company, by the way. She only works with like full-on professionals who've got, you know, big companies that are doing the right thing, because she gets expert people in that, right on that particular industry. So she's got a pretty amazing business. Not like the Fiverr type versions that we see here today. It's like it's a real deal. That's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to give you a manifesting code, and it's called Butterfly, and it sounds really, unicorns and rainbows, but it's based on the serenity work that we've got, where we can say the word butterfly, and what it does, it just sends an activation where it re-scripts all the random inner dialogue, and all that does a bit of quantum clearing on the way your mind can come in and take you out. So what I want to do is code butterfly to the good stuff, right? So all that stuff that you've written, we're going to activate the code butterfly. So when you go, oh, gee, it's sort of like a butterfly lands back on the flower of what you've already done, rather than you get lost with the stuff that you've still got to achieve, right? We want to have you like working with more spiritually and with things. Got that? So once this is actuated, every time you think or say butterfly, this trigger process activates a healing that will re-script the seeds and foundations that are fostering the current cycles of random inner dialogue. So, it's just a little fun thing. Now, with these quantum clearing stuff that I've got the certain, I just sort of, this is how I see it. Like, as you guys know, I believe in God and all that. That's what I believe in and all that kind of stuff. But I just use these as creative little soul codes, and I do think they've got a lot of divinity in them, where you just have these cool things that you do that makes you special and fun as you're achieving your goals. That's why I love them. And they're super powerful. I've had, lots of miracles using this kind of work. So if you want to claim butterfly, you just close your eyes and ask, is it in divine alignment to receive this it's called a mastery trigger process called butterfly. And then if it is a yes, you'll get a yes. And so if you find yourself going to, oh, this hasn't happened, you go butterfly, and you go, oh, that's right, I've done all this. It's all good. I've got proof that I'm moving in the right direction. I'm on track to have, in my magnificent life, moving towards what it is that I'm achieving. Right? Butterfly. Okay, let's get out of that. Ding, you'll just find I'll just like swipe you and then you'll be back. Yep. Okay, let's go to the stuff that feels heavier, and which is the income goal that you did not reach. And then just put in the chat if you've been trying it for a while too, and it's like you haven't done it again. You haven't done it again. What's the income goal that you did not reach? What have we got there? Some of you, this is something that I've found with my journey is I like to feel like I'm always winning. Who likes to feel like they're always winning? Like if I feel like I'm winning, I am an energetic match to win some more. But if I feel like I'm getting behind, it's like it puts me in the back foot, and I don't feel like I'm as good at helping others if I'm worried about myself. So, you know, what we did with one of the clients yesterday, she was getting an average of I think it was something like I think it was 25K months or something. And the goal was 40, and what we got, I could see her getting, I think it was 60, like felt like a real sweet spot for her. So what we did is when we get to the manifesting flower, we just made it 25 to 60, I think it was, plus, right? So that she already knew. So what it does to her nervous system, she already feels like she's winning. So therefore she can drop into gratitude. We know gratitude is the highest frequency along with authenticity, right? That's what you manifest from. So if you're here to take, so what it does, it puts her in the energy of I'm giving because I've already got my 25K. I've been doing it all year, right? So she's not like, when's my turn? When am I getting my goal? Like she's already there, right? So that puts her in a frequency of I'm here to give because I'm already looked after. God's already looked after me. I've already got this much money. I've paid off all the credit cards. I've done all the things that I knew were right to do, right? And now I'm churning and moving and going. I'm hustling, I'm hustling, I'm hustling. But from a flow place of I'm already here. So if you just want to, when we're looking at these goals, if you've been on them for a while, what I do is I go and find out what you did last year, divide it by 12. And have that as your low point so that you don't, your lowest number. So you just don't feel bad about yourself, because I tell you what, the world right now is chock-a-block with business people who are worried about themselves, thinking about their stupid goals, thinking about their stupid bottom line. You don't want to be one of them. You don't want to be one of those. It's an ugly place to be. It's the Red Sea. We want to be in the blue ocean. So you got to put yourself in the blue ocean and if it's less than what you can live on, then you need to have another plan. You need to have a plan B so that you've got the stability of always making that number and moving up from there. Okay, got that? Now, by all means, put the $1 million month or whatever you're going for in another journal. We just put, I desire to shut the journal, write out where you want to shut the journal. But this is what we're focusing on the let it be done. So some of you that have, come to the retreats and things like that, we've got that other journal, which is just a gold book. Get a gold book. I think the gold books are cool. And you just write, I desire, and it's random stuff, like whatever you really thought, if you thought you're going to be a millionaire or you thought you're going to be whatever, and then shut the book and leave it and just leave it in a drawer, and then come back to it now and then you go, oh, tick, that happened. Like, it's spooky. I've showed you mine before. It's like full of ticks. Things that I'd never thought would be possible. And then you end up, in a country you didn't think you were going to be in 2 years later. All the things come true. Like all the dreams come true. It's spooky. But for the let it be done, remember I said we want our energy, like this is it, man. This is what we're doing. My energy's behind this. Got that? So income goals you didn't reach, and if there's a problem with what I just said, we might want to look at that when we're doing the flower. What clients or jobs did you not get? What clients did you miss out on that you really wanted? Someone didn't get back, didn't come on board, people left. What did anyone leave that you didn't want to leave your containers or your circle? Did someone go and work with someone else? And what about unsuccessful marketing efforts? Did you drop some coin on something and it didn't work? Did you bust your guts night after night making reels and then you just look like you were more noise online? Like, what happened? Because often these things, we can reactivate them too. I mean, we're going to do that. We're going to reactivate anything you ever put out there. Non-solar line clients. There's a little hack on having solar line clients. And obviously the most pleasurable solar line clients that you'll have are the ones that are aligned to your top 2 brand archetypes, right? So the ones that want, like, you guys know I'm an explorer and an alchemist. So the people that are ambitious and driven and want transformation and want something that's mystical and amazing, they're my perfect people, right? But I do have the ruler, I do have the romantic, and I do have the celebrity in the money, right? So I could actually still work with people that are aligned to having a really organized business, having a lot of clarity in their business, being good leaders, people that want to live life in pleasure. That would be the ruler. The romantic would be they want an intimacy around the way they're doing their work. They want someone in their corner, not just someone that they're learning in a big mastermind, but someone that's got high touch points. That would be the romantic money archetype, who's really kind of connected to what they're doing. And with the celebrity, someone that wants them to shine the light on them. Because remember, the true thing about the celebrity money archetype is you're shining the light on others. So, as far as the message about, I had a couple of challenging non-soul aligned clients, you may have attracted them through your money archetypes, and they're like business partners. It's like showing up to LinkedIn. It's like showing up to LinkedIn and giving people what they need. You can do that. It didn't hurt you, right? But I'd rather have people at the after party or at my personal barbecue and doing work that way. That would be my brand archetypes in my living room. Well, you guys know when I do retreats, you're often in my hotel suite, right? But I can also work with people on that LinkedIn way, and they're still going to get what they need, and they'll still be respectful, and I'll respect them. So as there's potentially more competition in the market, why wouldn't we open up all these 5 points to call them all in, and give the people that are coming in who aren't necessarily aligned to our soul brand, but aligned to the way we do business, bring it. Why wouldn't we bring them all in? So we're not going to limit with the concept of soul aligned client in that way. Can you see what I'm saying? Because you can help people. You're also good at what you do. So why wouldn't you just bring them all in? Okay, what is the less than positive client results? What was a tough client? Who was a tough client for you this month? And did it stitch you up? Do we need to clear your energy of that? Did you feel a bit stitched up by that? Yeah, so let's make sure we do that. Areas of your marketing or business that you're not putting yourself out there for, and it still frustrates you. Some people it's, social media. Some people it's speaking. Some people it's real estate. If the girls aren't doing the calls, they just make such a song and dance on that. If I was good at making calls, I'd be a real estate person, but I'm not. So I really admire the fact you can do it. But if you're not making the calls, you're not in the game. You just have to. You just have to be doing the touch points. You have to be doing the calls. That's why you get paid the big bucks. So are you not doing that because it's frustrating? You don't want to do the cold calling or calling your database. It's part of the job. And don't let people pretend that there's going to be an easier way of doing it, like someone else doing it for you, right? Or some little hacky AI. The people that are on the phone and making their, 10, 20 calls a day, you're going to change the game. You have to do it. So if that's still frustrating you, do you need to clear that? So it's just like part of your professional game, and find a way to get aligned into it like you love it. Okay, skills and abilities you did not broaden. What didn't you get better at? Making the calls. What goals did you not reach? And what health goals have eluded you? Have you been doing everything for your health and then you just went and had a packet of biscuits? Like what's happened with the health that you just sort of smash and sabotage. Like, it's quite a tricky thing working with weight and health. We all, some of you know that it's, I think you've got to manifest it as much as do the work. You've got to be in the identity of the thing that your nervous system will release weight or release cortisol or whatever it is. And sometimes there's a real play happening there where there's a lot of distraction energy. And I don't like it because it distracts you from what you're meant to be doing. I get distracted myself with it. And it's like, what a distraction. Someone's loving it. Everyone's so distracted about not knowing what to eat and what to do. Like, they're just loving that distraction on you, making money from it. So let's just get that sorted. What about personal relationships that have not flourished? Who you're not getting on with, that you really sick of not getting on with? And what is the thing this quarter or this year that's left you wounded? What do you feel like a little bit wounded by? And let's bring that forward and do a clearing on that now. What are you feeling a bit wounded by? Put in the chat if you want. Okay, everyone got everything? So let's just clear what we've done. And everyone good for time? I've got rigid. How have you been rigid? What feels rigid about all of this? Rigid. I've got rigid and shocked. We've got a shift from rigid and shocked. And from rigid, we're gonna, the opposite here is chamomile too, actually, if you want, gotta take some chamomile tea, if there's actually the thing that's going with this on this chart. Instead of rigid, we're gonna go for relaxed. Yeah. And instead of shocked, we've got restored. So let's set up a goal that you're relaxed and restored. Let's call it to your purpose. To your purpose. And the purpose is going to be what we're creating today, the let it be done. See, again, it's a real theme around the peace. Hey, it's like a real theme around the peace. Peace energy. Just there's a little scripture thing that my mum gave me, and I pulled it before I came on, and it said, the meek will inherit the earth and have abundant peace. Now, I think that means that people who get really clear on co-creation, they're not trying to do it all themselves. That would be, I'd see that as like the meek energy, like you're not doing it from ego, right? You're getting into a co-creation code. And you're going to inherit the earth in the sense that everything's going to be yours because you're going to be at peace. Because it's all here. It is all here. You can just receive it all. You're not going to grab and grab and greed and greed and compete and compete. You're going to have this deep peace, knowing it's all here, and you're just going to call it in. It's going to land in your world. That's how I would interpret that from the mystical, in a mystical way. Yep. Again, the themes come up. Relaxed peace. Let's do it. It's all here. And there's all the, information you need about manifesting in the quantum field. It's already here. The meek, the ones without the ego that are pushing people out of the way, that are just aligning, will have that, inherit all that peace and all that abundance, right? Because it's all here. You'll know how to receive it. And you don't get anything without giving anything. So you've got a clear mind to go, oh, I could do this. I could give them that. I could help them with that. Right? And then you're just a prolific business person. Okay, so just say my goal for this balance is I'm relaxed and restored and on purpose. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine the goal after healing. And then let's tap in the eye mode. So you're going to keep your head straight. You're going to bunch up your fingers and you're going to very slowly bring your hand around, and it's going to pull your eyes in all direction, in the direction of your fingers. And it just pulls out a whole lot of stuff out of the brain pathway, subconscious sort of stuff that's basically driving the bus. And we're going to bring it forward so we can clear it. Yeah. Okay, then let's see what we're going to do. Okay, so there's an implant that we got to get rid of. Implant. This is the one I use for medical implants. Like it's a kinesiology process. Like if you've had a organ transplant, and you know how the body will reject the organ, right? So we've got to, there's things that are kind of in the world, right, that potentially aren't good for you, like, or could be good for you, but you can't process it. So what we've got to do is find out what is here that you need to be able to kind of process so you can pivot or get on with what you need to do that's sort of come from outside into you, if you know what I mean. It's like something foreign that you've got to integrate. So let me try and work out what it is. Um, I don't think it's that. Let me just see. Let me just look up to see what something symbolizes. Speak amongst yourself. Um, okay. You know, it's funny. It's Botox, which I thought that's a weird thing to try and integrate. But what it actually represents is attempting to conceal feelings or worries about a particular situation. So if you ever want to look up any symbolism, I can just look up what does this mean in a dream, right? And then I can test it to see if that's what it's about. So I think we've got to integrate what would be really amazing for you as leaders is integrating all the worries in the world, yours and clients and everybody else's, so that you can keep the peace. Because what we're doing is we're not going to put you in a bubble where, because otherwise you're not going to be interfacing with the world and helping people, because you'll want to kind of move away or be away from it. And that actually slows down your business. So the next level for you, like we've been in a bubble. I don't know who's been tracking the last few years, but a lot of people have been doing really well, have kind of extracted themselves from everybody else and gone over here and kind of looked after their tended to their bubble, right? And it's kind of like it's time to go back, be of incredible service, but be integrated, be able to integrate all the fears of others where it doesn't crash your paradigm. Does that make sense? And partly because you've got the peace, you've got, I want to say, the peace of God, right? You go back and kind of help. Does that make sense? You're there to help, but you're not going to take on anyone's energy. You're not going to calibrate to their fears and concerns about markets or interest rates or any of that. And you can integrate any client that comes towards you with huge dramas. You physically can actually handle it. Your nervous system doesn't get tripped. I think that would be incredible, wouldn't it? Yeah. So just say my goal for this balance is to fully integrate the feelings and worries of myself and others into my being in accordance with my highest good. So it's almost like you're transmute everything, you can transmute everything. It doesn't get stuck in you, basically. I mean, so rather than move away from and pretend things aren't happening, you kind of can move towards offer your services and you become like a healing conduit. Like if you're there, things just work, things just get better. And if it is challenging and it doesn't get better for whatever reason, because people have got their different karmas, or they've got their different things that they not need to do. For instance, if people can't sell their house, maybe next year we find out that just as well you didn't sell the house because you need to put a little trolley in because someone needed a wheelchair. I don't know, I'm making it up, but you know what I mean? You're not in control of everything. So it really helps you understand that you can go with the flow because you don't have to be in control, and you can integrate any challenge or fear that any of your people are doing. In fact, you can call in more people and hold it in your business and your energy field because you can transmute it. That's our goal for this. right? Bigger plan for the term. And just imagine, like, once you've integrated this, what your last quarter is going to be, especially if you're not worried about your stupid money goals and all the rest of it, because you've already locked and loaded them. Like, you're like, let's go. Who can I help? Like, over here, we're doing this now. And they just all start coming in like bees to honey, right? So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine the goal after healing. So far, we've got this deep peace. So far, we already know we've got our money goals in a way that we can really put our energy behind. And we're ready for work. We're really ready. We're very resourced and ready and restored. And I want you to imagine the goal after healing, and then let's plug it in. So bunch up your fingers, eyes to the front, and this is going to bring out things that we can't find by ourselves, that need to be cleared or brought forward to your, conscious mind. Okay, so access all stress related to the need for this process and existence in your being. So we're going to access all the stress. So what we're doing, it might start to feel a bit heavy. We're actually accessing all the stress that's out there so that you can process it. Like you're sort of, you kind of track it. It's like your brain tracks it, like, oh yeah, I know that. I've got a thing for that. Right? So your body can file it. Your nervous system files it when you feel a big, like, oh, that's a challenge. It's all right. I've got this. Right? That's what we're doing. So I want you to get a sense of that. Okay, so addressing everyone's higher self, please access and collect the following information, which could interfere with the integration of this in your being: memories and emotions, harmful programs and imprints and their copies and backups, past energies. Okay, so there's something to clear on past energies. So can you just look back at your handout and let's just tap out all the things that were on the front part of that handout that were challenging, like the people's faces, the situations, the money goals. So just like in the past energies that are still sitting in your system. So just breathing in and breathing out and breathing in. If you haven't done the tapping before, we go all the way down to the midline, down to the top of the pubic bone. If I go stand up too high, you can see I've got my beach shorts on. And just breathing in and breathing out. And fast breaths. And just say, yeah, that's what it's been like for me. So we're telling the rational brain, yeah, that's what it was like. Good. Brain knows how to file it. Yeah, that was the last quarter. I got it. Got that? Okay, transgenerational programs and memories. So there's a generational thing to clear on this too. Have a look. Take what you get, take what you can get. You'll never find anything else. Take what you can get, you'll never find anything else. Let's erase and delete that generational program. It's a lot of people will be operating in that, people that you'll be working with. It's like they're in a take what you can get thing. And it's also like a greed code, take what you can get. Can you see it's actually a bit of a greed code? We're not in that, we're not doing that realm. We're operating in a different paradigm, which is you can have anything you want. If it's for your highest good, you can have anything you want and you can be detached around the divine timing of that, but you're still going to put your pedal to the metal, as they say, and move towards it. You're going to choose into it, but you're not going to be like a spoilt brat about it. You've got to manage all those energies at once, right? So you've got like a peaceful certainty, and maybe it's a secret certainty that you only share with your coach or a spouse, or maybe sometimes not even people's spouses. And you got the secret certainty, but you're not a brat. You're not being a brat about it. Yeah, because no one cares. Then you can't help anyone because you're just obsessed about yourself. Got that? Okay, so let's clear. You can take what you have to take what you can get, because everyone's like that at the moment with the pressure on all the economy. Everyone's got all weird and into survival, which means they're not the kids at the kids party who are letting the other kids get the lollies because they've already got their lollies. Yeah, they're the greedy kids that used to hate when you were little, who are pushing to the front of the line and just being little brats. There's a whole world of that at the moment. Don't be one of them, right? So just say my goal for this balance is to release and delete this generational program. Take what you can get. That prevents me from being relaxed and restored and on purpose, letting my goals for this quarter be done. I, and then your names, now release and delete my generational program and transform it into the belief that I'm relaxed and restored and on purpose. Okay, can you just tap out any kind of like energy of I've got to really push, or I've got to get something, there won't be enough for everyone type of an energy? Just think of those kids at the I don't know, when we were little we had lolly scrambles. I don't know if you do it now. I have pinatas now, but we didn't have them growing up, where they throw lollies and everyone tries to get them. The nice kids share their lollies with the kids that didn't get it, and the bratty ones were just like, I'd just like move away from them, the bratty ones. Can you just get a sense of that energy? What's the energy in business for you, especially when you're in a really highly competitive industry? Plus, we're not going to just let those kids get the lollies as well. We're not going to step back. But there's a way of navigating it with grace and integrity and elegance, having an elegance about you, being demure, or a king if you're a man doing it. You just take what's yours. You don't kind of get all scattery about it. To get a sense of that. Okay. Something else on that. There's a clue on that to do. Where's it in your family, that take what you can get? Did your parents say, you've made your bed, you got to sleep in it? Like, what kind of things? Did you get any parental stuff on that? Anything on that? And also, like, as a platform, this is a driven and ambitious platform, because I'm an explorer, so everyone's attracted in here is driven and ambitious, right? It's just the way it goes. How can you balance being super ambitious and driven and not being in the greed codes, not having a greed code, right? Now, I just want to talk about the greed code. When you're an entrepreneur and you've got wages to pay, you've got marketing to pay for, you've got investments to pay for that you've invested in for tax reasons, you've got families to feed. You need more than the chick that's been to yoga and having coffee down at the cafe that you had a coffee with this morning. You just need more. You're not greedy to be money focused. You just need more. Got it? So, the bigger your business, the more you need. It's not, and so you've got to know this energy of, I need more because I'm doing more and I've got more outgoings, and you kind of purify this frequency of the greed code. So you can go for things, know that they're yours, but not start to get obsessed with having to have it all. Can you balance that? Because our parents didn't know how to do that or teach it. They thought it would be too scary to have that much wealth or power. Yeah. And as your business gets bigger and you've got more responsibilities, more people, you have to get more. You have to go for more. You have to go for more. You just do. So we've got to kind of purify that frequency of more. Okay, so do you want to just tap down and just get a sense of, the clue I've got is the secret peacemaker, secretly making peace with going for more without the like the DNA greed code or the projected greed code. And just so anywhere and everywhere there's a projection of greed, because you're going for more, are you willing to let that go now? And just breathing in love, grace, and forgiveness, and just breathing out all the energies that no longer serve. Very good. So I, and then your names, now choose to believe that I'm free of the generational program. take what you can get so that I can have be relaxed, restored, and on purpose. And letting my goals be done this quarter. Just letting them be done. And just get a sense of that. Okay, so everyone happy? Put in the chat how you're feeling. If you've got water, even if you can just quietly drink almost a whole glass, that would be good. Or at least half a glass. Don't slurp, don't gulp too much, because you need so much water to do the kinesiology with all the brain pathway stuff. Okay, so let's just do another little clearing on a scarcity release. So there's we'll probably go for another half an hour if you guys are good. On page 8, we've got the scarcity release, getting clear on the bigger picture. See those circles? You've got you. I like separating it all out, right? Just to kind of, here's what it is. Energy, what happens when energy gets heavy is literally it gets stuck together. That's what dense energy is. That's why when you feel lighter, if we looked at you under a microscope, your energy would be like you're not just sitting at the desk here, you're looking across the national park up towards Camille's Island up there. Like your energy is expansive. When you're feeling like, oh shit, what about the bills? I hate that. I'm really not getting on with my spouse, or they walk in the room, you get like that, right? And it's harder to create from that energy. And so what I like doing, it's almost like getting a photo on an iPhone and, you pull it out and go, oh, that's the necklace I had on, something like that. And so we want to pull it all apart and just have a look at it separately. So I've just got these different circles. We've got you, we've got money, we've got family of origin, we've got your gifts, talents, skills, and genius and knowledge. That if you're in real estate, that's all your smartness around negotiation, contracts, all that stuff. If you're a healer, that's everything, every modality you've ever used. If you're a business operator, it's every strategy, every mastermind you've ever been in, every hack, all of it, all the whole body of the juice. There's others. That's like the girl in the cafe with her Lululemon on that's not working today. And then we've got the God, source, spirit. I just said, that's God in that corner. So of course God's through all of it, but it's quite good to just sort of, again, let's spread it out. Let's just have a look at that to see how I am with that aspect. Just to kind of clear the energy a little bit. And we've got clients and biz. So can you just have a look? Which one do you feel like you need to clear today? If you want to, I do a few people, if you just want to put it in the chat, I can tell you test which one you're going to particularly clear. And with kinesiology, what it does, it's like a domino effect. Like sometimes if you clear one thing, everything clears. Well, we know that. Like if you clean up your house, suddenly your relationships are going better. Hey. Or if you clean up your relationship, suddenly you feel like sticking to your healthy eating. Like it's like that. Or you clean up money, suddenly the business is going well. So these all connect, but we're pulling them apart, right? Okay, so whoever just messaged me directly, money for you. Family of origin, Jen. Family of origin, Andrea. Everyone got one? Everyone know what you're working on? Good. Okay, let's clear. So do you want to just write down where does that one feel stuck for you? So just either put it in the chat, what feels a bit stuck. And we're going to ask for an absolute shift on this one thing, and then that we're going to ask for that to be the piece. Let's have a look. I'm just looking for someone. Sandy, do you want to do clients and biz? Because I think the other ones have been done. clients and biz will be epic for you. It's like no one else none of that other stuff gets your energy for a little while. Let's put into another area. If you've also, the other thing that's a good sort of teaching point, if you've been kind of stuck on something, you can use your thing of shifting it into another thing that you haven't been thinking of, right? So, because what happens is if you're always working on, say it's your relationship, you end up creating a duality around that. So sometimes we're going to work over here on gifts and talents instead. Yeah, just to get a little bit more flow, a little bit more energy in the room. So things kind of get stuck when you work too hard. You know, sometimes when you stop the diet, you lose weight, for instance, you know, because you're just like, then you just go, okay, I'm doing this. Yeah, so just watch out for that. Okay, everyone ready? So let's see what the clearing is. We've got to clear a vow. What have you said to yourself about this that you want to leave behind? Like, what have you decided that you're gonna change your mind about? What's a belief that you've had that you want to let go, basically? Yeah, we're gonna clear a redundant vow. So if it's money, it could be well, if someone said that they want to do money, but they've had a really good quarter and then they go into scarcity, well, that's just like such a classic manifesting hole where you go, oh, can I keep it up? Well, how can I do it again? It's like, we're just going to get rid of that because that's just a waste of energy. Like, will the shoe drop? Yeah. So what's the vow that we're clearing? It's see if we can work on what it is. What do you want instead? How we clear it is what do you want instead too. So let's have a look. I would do that with money. You know, it's clearing the vow that it's hard to reach that goal again. Why not? Why is it? Why doesn't it become the new normal? Guilt. Yeah, guilt for you. Whoever put that in. Everyone got what they're going to clear? What do you say to yourself about it? Usually it's just the thing that you say to yourself about something. What would be the thing that you'd say about business and clients that you're going to clear? It could be no one wants to buy. It could just make it really simple. Don't make it really complicated. It's almost like it's too simple. Like no one wants to buy my stuff, or there's not enough clients out there. My skills are not marketable. Yeah, let's clear that. No one is responding. Yeah, let's clear that. Not capable. Let's clear that. Good. Got it? Getting it? Very simple. We're just going to raise and delete it from your, take it out. Raise and delete it. Okay, everyone got what they're doing? Put your thumbs up if you've got what you're working on. Earl, you're all good? Lisa, Cara, Beverly, you're all good? Danthika? Okay, so redundant vows that you made to yourself, that, and then say the thing. Clients aren't buying. Just dumb shit that you've said to, maybe you've said it to your coach, maybe you said it to your friends. Yeah. So search memory banks to identify and collect all redundant vows that you made to yourself about these categories. And I'll say these categories because it can pick up on stuff that you might not have thought of, because we're going to stack the I modes. Okay, so we're going to get all of it. Pull out the tapeworm. Chuck it out. All right. My goal for this balance is to release all redundant vows I made to myself about clients, business. Use the category if you want, right? I, and then your names, now willingly release all redundant vows I made to myself about, and say the category. And if you want to say the thing, you can as well. Actually, saying the category is probably good. So let's stack it in. And when we stack it in, it's going to pick up all the subconscious stuff that would take thousands of years to find. So we can just pick it up. So we just move your fingers around, looking right in the edges, all the way around to the top, and then all the way around back. Okay, it's very simple. It's very spiritual. What we say now is, I ask that everyone who witnessed me making my original vows to myself about this category, whatever your category is, now witness my release from these vows. Okay, so let's just go into your sort of soul records and see if we can clear them. So anywhere and everywhere where you have held these beliefs in these categories, preventing you from being relaxed and restored and on purpose, are you willing to let them go? So breathing in love, grace, and forgiveness, and breathing out all the energies that no longer serve, and you can just tap it out. So I ask that all these redundant beliefs, energies, projections, mind controls, implants be cleared, effective immediately across all timelines, dimensions, realities, and beyond, in the name of God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then just tap that out a bit more. And then I just want you to think about what you want instead. Like, what would you love? Like, what would feel amazing? So just get a sense of it. What do you want instead of that? It's always a really good, easy way to manifest. Go, I want that opposite of that. Yeah, what do you want instead? Think about what that would feel. When we talk about the architecture of the mind, like just think about what that would feel like, what that would be like, how you'd be going to work, how you'd be going to sleep, how you'd be eating, doing your chores, doing the business, paying your bills, going to family gatherings, whatever it is, marketing. Just sort of start building a bit of a picture of it. Oh yeah, I'd be like that. Yeah. And then feel the feelings of that. So just get a sense of the feeling of that. And like how I do it, just because of the way my brain works, I can't concentrate on that for too long, just describing. So I'll just think about turquoise water, white sand beach. That's how I do it. I just think like that. Like I'm swimming in the Maldives or something, or Whitehaven Beach. That's what I do, because I've coded being in a landscape, white sand beach, as me being in the code of I've achieved the thing. So I just do that, right? So if you've got some real kind of amazing, like, oh my God, heaven on earth, and I grew up like that in Tonga because I've got the turquoise. So I just remember just feeling like so free as a little tomboy, the little girl on like that by myself with coconuts with my little brother, right? Find the thing that's going to free your spirit. You've got to free your spirit to get the feeling. I use landscape. Might use a fancy car. Right? And get the feeling and just let it come all the way in your body. Get a sense of being all the way in your body. Yep. And just breathe it into your body and just get a sense of it. You might like mountains. You might like New York, rooftop bar, right? Whatever it is. Might be a mastermind vibe. Being in a really smart people in boardrooms feels like the vibe for you. Got it? Feel it in your body? And then can we just let go what it was that you wanted in a way? Like, don't worry about it, because you've already got the white sand beach, as we call it, the turquoise eyes, as we call it. One of my clients, we call her turquoise eyes. You've already got it. You've got it? Yeah, done. That's the let it be done code. You code yourself into that feeling and try and access it through pictures or going to those landscapes, booking holidays to those landscapes. That's why everyone's going to Hawaii all the time. So you get that, you just code it into your life, and that's what you're doing. and then the goals will work, right? So now that you have released your redundant vows about these categories, I want you to go inside. I want you to imagine what your life is going to be like. So just see if you look different. And again, because you kind of let go being all kind of grabby about the goals, you can just think about the landscape actually, if you want. As long as you come back and have a look at what we're going to create in a minute, just remind yourself what you're meant to be doing as a business person. But I want you to imagine what you're going to feel like, sound like, act like, look like, and just say I and then your names. Now choose to be free of all redundant vows I made to myself about these categories, things like blah, 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 and say the things. And I now choose, I am relaxed, I am restored and on purpose. I gratefully accept and retain the benefits of this balance. I now know and believe that once this balance is fully integrated, I'll be totally free of all redundant vows I made about these particular categories, particularly that thing that I think around blah, blah, blah. And I love and forgive myself. And I know I have relaxed, restored, and I'm on purpose. Okay, so let's just have a look at this next part of the handout, number 9, page 9. What are you grateful for? Always start with gratitude. What are your intentions for the quarter? You might want to come back to this. I'm just going to slip through and see if we're doing this. So let's just go through it. Your intention and goals for this quarter. Your number one priority for the quarter is what? What areas of your life to focus on this quarter is, a particular area. How I want to feel this quarter. To feel this way, I will, ... This quarter, I want to learn, ... This quarter, I will connect with. This quarter, I'm going to track the habit of. What do you need to track? Maybe it's, if you're real estate, do the calls, or some people need to hear your voice. You've got codes in your voice. You've got healing codes in your voice. When they hear your voice, that might be just the voice they need to hear today. One thing I can do this quarter that will make a difference. So you want to go back and just maybe straight after the call before it goes cold while you're still in the energy, just let the pen flow, because it's crazy sometimes what you write down. It ends up being like it's actually like divine guidance, what you end up focusing on, and then we're on track, right? Okay, and then let's look at the flower. Now this flower thing, I call it the business flow flower, or the manifesting business flower, and it's creating a next level of quantum of success exercise. This is how we do it. And see what happens is when you've got lots of lists, even a mind map, I feel like even mind maps do it. You know, when you've got this going down, you've got your whole organization and we're doing this and this and this. I feel like it puts you into a mind energy, and there's only so much you can create from the mind. Here's why. The mind is ego-based, and therefore it's getting its information from the past or someone else's ego based on their past, right? Which is fine. There's great business to be built on the shoulders of others, right? So such good business. But this is your weekly opportunity just to be in the manifesting codes, so that you're bringing this other special secret sauce to your business, and people won't understand how you got there. They'll go, how did you do it? You go, I don't know. Actually, I could show you my strategy. I'll sell my strategy if you want, but they might do the same strategy and it won't work because you actually called it in, mostly called it in. Got it? So soul inspiration. So having lots of things to do can take you out of flow. This attitude, what it does is it puts you in a linear timeline where you're working hard for things, becoming transactional and 3D, and you're not able to tap into your magnetic energy that will attract business and success with ease, and basically have money falling out of the sky. We want that thing falling out of the sky code. So soul inspiration allows for a higher level of success and always upstages logic and concepts from the mind. This business flow flower can help you easily hold the soul inspired intentions that are coming forward right now. So you can focus your love and attention on soul aligned actions and ideas and intentions simply by checking in with your flower. So, just got the flower. I've got mine in the front of my journals. I go, and then I sometimes do a new one each month. I go, I'm just going to put a bit more energy into that. And I just go, oh, yeah, cool, I'm on track. Kind of, oh, I better do that tomorrow. Like better put a bit more focus on being nice to the kids or something. I don't know. I just made that up. But you know what I mean? It's like it keeps you in alignment. So it's a really good manifesting tool. Like, it's crazy how good it is. It's so simple, but it's really easy. So in the middle, you can probably type straight on the handout, or you can do this later, and you can check with me if you're coaching with me. And because sometimes we go a bit deeper, we can find just the secret sauce way of writing it. That's going to, because words have got a frequency and a vibration. Sometimes when we find the words coming through when we're from yourselves, or if we're working together, it's like, oh yeah, that's how we're going to word it for it to come into being. So usually, unless I've got an unusual situation, we put the money goal in the middle. And why that is because we're manifesting money with that's our abundance paradigm that we're working with. So what's your money goal for this quarter? Put in there. For those of you that are into human design, if you're a non-specific manifester, I work more from feeling and putting my feeling into something rather than an exact thing that can stress me out. So you might want to have between a this and this number rather than one number, so that you can hit a sliding scale, right? If you know that you're a bullseye person that prefers a bullseye, you put a bullseye number in there. You'll kind of know. Or if you're really not wanting to focus on money, you want to focus on well-being, or there's a special spiritual theme that you want to put in the middle, you can definitely do that. Yep. And then we've got 6 petals, right? So I want you to go around and just put 6 things around the outside that feel aligned. Now, we've done it before where we think about marketing or team and all that kind of stuff. I can give you some categories, but I think for this quarter, have a look at what you did last quarter. Did it stress you out having categories? Because sometimes it doesn't work for categories. It's weird. We're not doing linear business. Save that for the other business coach. It's like we're doing like a vibe around something. And it could be you're going to garden every day. It could be going in the flower. Like, one of the things that I've got, just, sharing transparently, is walking landscapes. Like, I got the full code that when I'm going for a walk and I'm not doing stupid steps, I've decided that's silly. I'm just giving myself at least an hour's walk in the morning and maybe even another one at night. And yeah, I can run and do all that and go to the gym or whatever. But that is going to be how I bring in the next level, because I'm pretty sure that if I walk a landscape for an hour to 2 hours, at different times of the day, there's a whole lot of information and calibration that's going to happen in my system. I've got people that rely on me. I'll be able to create the space so I can bring the wisdom that I need to bring to them. It's landscape. Easy. I can put that in the flower and go, oh yeah, walking landscapes. Cool. So now I'm already picturing Sedona and, things like that, because I'm going there. So I can put myself there when I'm just chilling out. Oh yeah, I'm doing that, and then suddenly I've got this new essence energy for the work coming through, and I know what I'm doing because I know how to run the business. Right? Can we work a bit differently? So put stuff into your 6 petals, and then if you want to bring them to me, I love getting forensic about the finer detail, because then you go, oh, that's the piece, and you get the shift. Right? So put your 6 things in and go around, and then you can print them out, have a look at them, go, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing this quarter, and we're going to let it be done. Okay. Everyone good? So let's just do a final little clearing, and let me see if I can find it. Wouldn't mind doing a bit of a money clearing. So as you're writing that, let me find one of my favorite money clearings. How are we going there? Take some screenshots if you want and put them in. It'll be good to see them. Okay, we're going to do 2 money clearings. This is like quantum healing. So the first one, we're going to release less than love or suppressive imprinting and encoding, seen or perceived that is a component of any and all energetic or intrinsic exchanges, including checks, cash equivalents, credit cards, wire transfers, trade or bartering, PayPal, Stripe. So we're going to clear any imprinting on any of that, any codes on any of that money. We're going to initiate an infusion of divine light throughout all purchasing procedures, all your deals, if you're in real estate, all the deals that you've got out there at the moment, future, past, and present. Clearing all energetic and intrinsic exchanges that bear less than love or suppressive, cloaked or veiled imprints and encoding. So we're going to transfer each exchange to bear imprints in alignment with conscious commerce. So just take a big breath into that. So a lot of the transactions that you would have set up with clients that are now could have been set up from scarcity when you're worried about your stupid goals, stupid money goals, blah, 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 not the let it be done ones. And so it stays in the imprint. Like when you need something, you imprint need into that. So you'll attract need, and then you're in the need codes. We're in the let it be done codes. So we're going to transfer transform each exchange to bear imprints in alignment with conscious commerce. Infuses paper and coin money, if there's any of that left, digital money, with divine light, to release all less than loving energy instilled from previous holders. Mind blowing. You love to have that. So I want you to close your eyes, and literally we're going to ask for a huge activation, a huge clearing on any money you've ever had, any money that you've got in any of your systems at the moment, with deals that you've got, clients' money. Just going to ask for that clearing, and just ask, is it in divine alignment to receive the money clearing process? And if you get a yes, give me a thumbs up. And then just want to tap that out of your nervous system. It feels like it needs an exhale. It's like, oh yeah, I was really worried about that, and that client did come through, but the energy is still a bit imprinted in that exchange, right? Future money clients. Okay, and then we're going to consciously choose abundance. So I would be saying this every day on your walk. We've got consciously choosing regeneration. That's one that I've taught everyone in the mastermind. So you're consciously choosing that your body regenerates, and you unsubscribe to expecting to be aging necessarily. Maybe you can consciously unsubscribe to that at a certain level. So your body starts to represent that belief more and more. So you're going to help with your health by just choosing into that. It's going to make a difference. And then you'll consciously choose probably to eat or be in a certain way as well, because you're consciously choosing regeneration. So that's one that we often do. But what we're doing now is consciously choosing abundance. We're going to consciously choose it. So therefore, it might make, when you consciously choose it, it might change the way some of the decisions you're making. You might not spend as much on dumb stuff. You might consciously choose to actually work a little bit more, put in a bit more effort, or come up with new ideas, because you're consciously choosing abundance. It doesn't mean you're sitting back going, it's all right, I've got my unicorn curtains up, I'm ready to go, I've consciously chosen abundance. It'll just change your behavior in that direction too. Got that? So we're going to release compliance with rules that have the potential to block an abundance of love, health, vitality, honoring relationships, wealth, prosperity, and enhancement of innate abilities, because you've got a wealth of ability, remember. We're going to align your essence with the universal laws of manifestation and restore universal principles to enhance your capacity to create an abundance of love, health, vitality, honoring relationships, wealth, and prosperity. So take a big breath into that and just ask, is it in divine alignment to receive consciously choosing abundance? Yeah, and not because I keep saying it, if you want to consciously choose regeneration, you can ask for that one as well. So your body starts to just consciously not go down the path of, I'm expecting to, fall into the ground and be an old person and stagger around. We're just consciously choosing that. Maybe you don't do that. You're one of the 90 to 100-year-old people that are bouncing around, still being a gift to grandchildren and great-grandchildren and prosperity and built, some generational wealth. And that's what we're asking for, right? How long they lived in the Bible for hundreds of years and stuff. What's all this thing that's happening? And through the grace of God we go. So we don't know, we're not in charge, but we're going to do our best. Yep. So just close your eyes and ask, is it in divine alignment to receive these? Take a big breath in, tap it out. And that is your let it be done. Set up the quarter. You're in alignment. Go forth and do stuff. Yeah, if you want to join, if you're not in the mastermind and you want to join the mastermind, if you know someone in the mastermind, have a look at someone in the mastermind here and message them and ask them for a referral so that you get a better deal. It's $555 a month US. And if you know someone in the mastermind that can get you in, you can do it for $333 a month. So it's $200 off a month. So if you're a really old dear client, we'll see what we can do. But, if you know someone here and they get that means they get a bit of a hit too. They get a prosperity, they get a prosperity hit with it. So might as well share the love. Okay. So I shall see you next week. And some of you I'll see this month because it's October. All right. See ya. Ciao. Thank you, everyone.